Hello, I'm Professor Walter Ellsworth, and welcome to History with Walter. It's Friday, and you know what that means. Time for a brand new deep dive into the rich and fascinating history of a nation. Today we're exploring the land of pyramids, pharaohs, and timeless wonders. That's right, the history of Egypt. From its pre-dynastic roots all the way to the modern era, we'll uncover the epic rise, the golden ages, the falls, and the legacy that endures to this day. So, sit back, relax, and join me on this unforgettable journey through time. I hope you enjoy the experience, and maybe even learn something new along the way. Imagine a place where the past never ends, where sand meets eternity and a river flows across the ages. This is Egypt, a land of pyramids and pharaohs, of gods, goddesses, and humans who believed they could become immortal. A land where every stone has a story, and every story has a reason. But Egypt isn't just about the past. It's a mirror, reflecting the rise of human civilization, from sacred temples to social media. So let's begin the journey. From the first fishermen on the banks of the Nile, to the revolutions of Tahrir Square. This is the story of Egypt, and it's larger than the pyramids themselves. Long before pyramids were built, before the first royal names were spoken, humans lived by a river. The Nile, a lifeline of water in a sea of sand, performed its miracle every year, flooding the land, leaving behind black, fertile soil. And from that miracle came farming, came villages, came dreams. By the 6th millennium before Common Era, people here were planting crops, crafting pottery, and burying their dead with care. They observed the rhythm of the natural world and began shaping their own. Two cultures formed. In the south, Upper Egypt. In the north, Lower Egypt. Two lands, two ways of life, but one Nile connecting them both. And then, a man rises to unite them, Narmer, also known as Menes. Around 3100 before Common Era, he becomes the first pharaoh of a united Egypt. He creates the first dynasty. Villages become cities, and Egyptians are born, as a people and as an idea. Egypt becomes a legend. Than just stone. You see faith, power, and a civilization's devotion to eternity. This is the era known as the Old Kingdom, roughly 2700 to 2200 before Common Era, Egypt's first golden age. The pharaoh isn't just a king, he is a god on earth, the living embodiment of Horus, the son of Ra. His duty? To maintain Ma'at, the balance of the universe. This is when monument building reaches divine levels. It starts with Djoser's Step Pyramid at Saqqara, designed by Imhotep, the first architect known by name in history. And then come the giants, Khufu, Cheops, Khafra-Menkaure, three kings. Three pyramids at Giza, built without steel, without cranes, only human hands, stone tools, and belief in the afterlife. Even today we wonder, how did they do it? Was it forced labor, or the proud work of craftsmen building for a god-king? But even greatness can fall. After centuries of stability, the kingdom collapses. Famine, drought, possibly climate change, and the loss of central control. The old kingdom ends. But Egypt lives on, and its story is just beginning. Of glory, wealth, and divine power, Egypt starts to decline. Invaded by foreigners, weakened by internal strife, it becomes a stage for rival kingdoms. And then, 332 before Common Era, Alexander the Great crosses the desert, defeats the Persians, and enters Egypt. But instead of plunder, he is worshipped. He visits the oracle at Siwa, where he's proclaimed the son of Amun. He founds Alexandria, a city destined to become a crossroads of world cultures. When Alexander dies, Egypt passes to his general, Ptolemy. Thus begins the Ptolemaic dynasty, Greeks ruling the land of the Nile. It's a remarkable fusion, Greek philosophy woven into Egyptian faith. Temple rituals continue. The old gods are still honored, but now the language of power is Greek. And then a woman emerges who becomes legend, Cleopatra VII. She is no mere beauty from a romance novel. She is a brilliant ruler, skilled diplomat, polyglot, and strategist. She speaks 9 languages, masters mathematics and medicine, and knows how to win allies, Caesar, Antony, yet never bows to them. Her reign is the final breath of ancient Egypt. Her life, a tragedy worthy of Shakespeare. After her death in 30 before Common Era, Egypt is transformed into a Roman province, and with that, the 3,000-year line of the pharaohs ends. The temples grow silent, the culture shifts, but the memory endures, and with it, the myth of Egypt's last queen. And when a new voice echoes across Egypt's deserts, the voice of Islam, the world begins to change. It's 641 Common Era. Arab general Amr ibn al-As enters Egypt. The Byzantine forces are weakened. The people, weary of taxes and division, don't resist much. And just like that, Egypt becomes part of the expanding Islamic Caliphate. A new religion, a new language, Arabic, a new system of law. But Egypt's soul doesn't vanish. It transforms. Then, centuries later, a city is born. Cairo, Al-Qahira, the victorious. Founded by the Fatimids in 969 Common Era, Cairo soon becomes a beacon of the Muslim world. Home to Al-Azhar University, a center of Islamic learning that still thrives today. Dynasties rise, the Ayyubids, led by the legendary Salah ad-Din, hero of the Crusades. The Mamluks, once enslaved soldiers, now Egypt's rulers. The Mamluks turned Cairo into a city of mosques, madrasas, and minarets. In 1260, they stopped the Mongols, saving not just Egypt but the entire region. But no dynasty lasts forever, and in 1517, another empire rises. The Ottoman Turks take control. It becomes a province, ruled from distant Istanbul. For centuries, Egypt lies in the background, still rich, still proud, but no longer in control of its destiny. Then in 1798, ships appear off the coast. It's Napoleon, and he isn't alone. He brings soldiers, but also scientists, artists, and engineers. In Rosetta, they find a strange black stone, the Rosetta Stone, a key to unlock the secrets of ancient Egypt. Out of the turmoil, a leader emerges, Muhammad Ali Pasha, an Albanian officer in Ottoman service, but with his own agenda. He builds schools, factories, a modern army. He's called the father of modern Egypt, and his dynasty will rule for over a century. Then comes 1869. The Suez Canal opens, a waterway connecting east and west, a marvel of engineering, and a magnet for empire. Britain wants control. In 1882, British troops occupy Cairo. The Union Jack now flies over the Nile. Egypt is technically Ottoman, but in reality, it's a British colony in all but name. Protests and nationalist pressure, Egypt gains nominal independence. But the truth? Britain still holds the strings. The people grow restless. The monarchy feels weak. Then comes 1952. A group of army officers, the Free Officers Movement, stages a coup. King Farouk is forced to abdicate. The monarchy falls, and Egypt is reborn as a republic. Rising from the ranks is a powerful voice. Gamal Abdel Nasser, charismatic, fierce, a man of the people. In 1956, Nasser stuns the world. He nationalizes the Suez Canal. Britain, France, and Israel respond with force. But under global pressure, they retreat. Nasser becomes a symbol of anti-imperialism and Arab unity. He dreams of a modern Egypt with socialism, pan-Arabism, and sovereignty. But the dream is turbulent. Conflicts with Israel, economic strains, political tensions. When Nasser dies in 1970, Egypt is at a crossroads. His successor, Anwar Sadat, chooses a bold path: peace with Israel in 1979, the first Arab nation to do so. For this, Sadat is assassinated by extremists in 1981. A former Air Force commander, now president, he rules for 30 years with a strong hand and tight control. Censorship grows, corruption spreads, hope fades, but the people don't forget how to dream. In 2011, that dream explodes into reality. A revolution begins, not with tanks, but with tweets. Young Egyptians flood Tahrir Square, calling for freedom, justice, dignity. 18 days, millions on the streets. And finally, Mubarak steps down. A moment of triumph, of pride, of possibility. But democracy proves fragile. In 2013, the army steps in again, and a new president takes power, Abdel Fattah el-Sisi. To some, a stabilizer. To others, a return to authoritarian rule. Where ancient pyramids stand beside glass skyscrapers, where mega projects bloom and millions live in poverty. Over 110 million people, a booming population, a warming planet, a shrinking Nile. Cairo is louder, faster, bigger than ever. But in the desert, the old gods are silent. The temples still stand, watching. Tourists snap selfies at Giza. But for many Egyptians, life is tough and uncertain. The past is glorious. The present, complex. The future, unwritten. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, leave a comment, and subscribe. Your support helps this channel grow and bring more captivating stories from history. I look forward to seeing you next time for another lesson from the past.